Pitmaster here, and I am going to talk about just weird rules in the UFC. It's actually MMA, but I'm just saying UFC because it's like the name brand, like tissue is Kleenex, etc. But anyway, I just find there's some weird rules. I think most of the rules are for the fighter safety and for the entertainment of the fans. I think they do a great job overall. Let me say that first. And I think a lot of the rules that I find a little weird now and maybe even not appropriate, I'm sure were made with good intentions. So with that disclaimer, let me begin. Okay? The weirdest rules that I don't understand in MMA. Okay? First of all, small joint manipulation. Okay, that's a big rule that every rules meeting has before a fight. No small joint manipulation. That means if somebody has you in a certain hold, you cannot grab 1, 2, or 3 fingers, depending on where it is. Sometimes it has to be a 4 minimum, sometimes 3 minimum. Where they come up with that random number, I have no idea. But the idea is because it wouldn't be fair if somebody got you in a choke and you grab their fingers, it might hurt their pinky. You can snap their humerus, okay? You can dislocate their shoulder. You can give them a subdural hematoma in their brain. You can lacerate their liver, okay? You can choke them unconscious, all legally under the rules. But you can't break their pinky for some reason. Okay? Crazy rule. I do not understand it. No small joint manipulation. But you can manipulate the big joints. Okay. Here's another one. I think it started off with really good intentions, but it should have been worded a little differently. One of the rules is no 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. It could be p.m., but I'm just saying. No 12, if you're looking at a clock, to 6 elbows are allowed in MMA. Okay? Now, if you're doing a 3 to 9 and hitting the same target, it's legal. Okay? You can hit it at any other angle diagonally and hit the same target legally. So you can't hit a legal target using a 12 to 6 clock for some reason. Why? I have no idea. Okay? Because you could hit the same person in the same place going 12 to 3. I think they just worded that rule wrong and they never really changed it. It makes no sense. No 12 to 6 elbows. Okay? Another one. No kidney shots. Okay? You got 2 kidneys, 1 liver. You can live without your kidneys. You can't live without your liver. Okay? You can hit someone in the heart. You can hit them in the brain. Okay? But you can't hit one of their 2 kidneys for some reason. Okay? Makes no sense. I know the rule must be there for a reason. I think it's left over from the old boxing days where you can't hit the back at all. But in MMA, you can hit someone, up the lat all the way down, but you can't hit their kidneys. Okay? But you can lacerate their liver. Okay? Do you guys, you have 2 kidneys and only 1 liver. You can hit the pancreas too. You only got 1 of them. Okay? You can't live without the liver. You can hit both kidneys, destroy them, and go on dialysis. Okay? You can hit them in the heart and stop their heart. They'll die. Okay? But those targets are legal. You can hit them in the brain. There's only 1 brain. Okay? Very sensitive up there. Okay? But it's legal. But the kidneys aren't for some reason. Stupid rule. I don't know why it stays. Okay? Okay. Another one that I'm sure had good foundation, but I still don't think it's worded right. No hitting in the back of the head. Okay? But you can hit in the front of the head and the side of the head. Okay? I understand no hitting in the neck. I understand that one. Okay? So maybe the back of the head is too close to the neck. But what about the throat? Ouch. Okay? That would hurt too. Okay. The front of the head you can hit. What about the eyeballs? You can't hit the eyeballs. So I see the back of the neck. Maybe you shouldn't hammer blow that. That might be a little much. But the back of the head and the front of the head, I don't know why you can't hit the back of the head, but you can hit the front of the head. And you can hit the sides. That rule I don't understand. It's not as big of a deal for me, but a lot of guys get called hitting the back of the head, so they just hit a little more. What's the difference? I don't know. One thing about hitting the head is if they think it's more dangerous, the vital organs back here, you do realize when you hit the skull, it's a counter coup. Okay, so if you get hit in the front of the head, the damage is actually done to the back of the head because of the way the brain, which floats in some cerebral spinal fluid in your skull, so if it hits you in the front, it hits the back, and that's where more damage is done. So it's kind of a silly rule, no hitting in the back of the head. I could see no hitting in the base of the skull or the neck, the back of the neck because of the spine. But the back of the head versus the front of the head or the side of the head, there's no difference, and I think that's a pretty stupid rule. Okay? Here's another one. No throwing in the towel. Okay, for the cornerman. Okay, that one makes no sense to me. In boxing, you can do it. What if your fighter is getting hit really hard or getting beaten up, and you want to stop that fight immediately, and the ref, which I think refs for the most part are really good, but some are just plain stupid and moronic or maybe blind. But they don't stop a fight where they see a guy taking unnecessary punishment. What you're supposed to do as a cornerman is go find, this is what they tell you to do, go find an official around the cage, get his attention, tell him you want the fight stopped, and then he has to get the referee's attention. Okay? By then, it could be a massacre. Your poor fighter could be dead. But they tell you you'll be fined if you throw in the towel. Makes no sense. Stupid rule. Okay? Another one, the downed opponent. You can't knee a downed opponent to the head. Okay? But you can opponent standing up. A stupid one because you know the way they play the game. If they're leaning over and you're about to knee them in the head, all they got to do is touch one finger to the ground, and you can't knee them. I can see where that rule started, where if they're on the ground, unable to protect themselves, and you can't soccer kick their face or their head. Okay, I can see that. But if somebody's down on his on all fours, or even on his feet, and one hand is touching the ground, why can't you knee him then? But you can if he's up an inch higher. Stupid rule. No kneeing a downed opponent. Like I said, I can see if the guy's on his back, you can't soccer kick his head, but I don't see the difference between kneeing him if he's leaning forward or his fingers touching the ground. Okay? I don't really agree with that one. Okay? Here's the last one. This one, a lot of people are going to disagree. And I see it, and I see why it's a rule and stuff, but no grabbing the fence. Okay? I think if the fence is there, you can grab it. I mean, what if they say no pushing off the ground to get up? The ground is there. It's a fence. Why not be able to grab it and pull yourself up? Your opponent can still pull you back down, but for some reason you can't put your hand in the fence at all. It's some kind of taboo. That fence is like taboo and they don't want you to touch it at all. I think you should be able to use the fence, to help yourself, even if the guy's behind you and he grabs the fence to get a better position. I think the fence is there. It should be helping you. It's there. Put up a plexiglass. You can't grab that. Why can't you grab a fence? I think you should be able to. I know I'll get a lot of arguments on that one, and I can see why, but I still think if a fence is there, grab it and use it. It's part of the, it'll be part of your strategy. What if a guy was a really good fence holder and he could grab one fence and he could even get a choke going where he could just grab the fence and actually choke you out with his shoulder? That'd be kind of cool. So I think you should be able to use the fence. All right? If you guys agree with me or disagree with me, comment or follow me on Twitter, Pit_Master. All right? Thanks for coming. I'll see you guys later.